Hello my viewers and welcome back to my channel. I welcome you to another video where the internet is going wild after an innocent man was unalived. Now, sparking widespread outrage, Marcellus Williams, a man proclaiming innocent for 20 years, was executed by lethal injection in Missouri on October 24th, 2024. Now, this devastating event has ignited questions about racial bias, justice, and the value of human life. Over 1 million people petitioned for a stay of execution, but their voices were silenced. The Missouri Governor Mike Parson allowed the execution to proceed, despite concerns about Williams' guilt and the questionable reliability of witness testimony. Now, the case against Williams was built on shaky ground, with no forensic evidence linking him to the crime scene. Instead, the prosecution relied on the testimony of two incentivized witnesses with histories of dishonesty. Now, this case has torn the nation apart, highlighting deep divisions in our society. As one passionate brother puts it, did you just want to unalive a black man? Is it all right that you unalived him, potentially innocent without caring? So with that said, join me as we take a look into the disturbing details of Marcellus Williams' case and explore the broader implications for justice and humanity. Take a look at the videos. I will be right back.
Did you just want a black man? I mean, it's a legitimate question to be asked. Is it all right that you just... Is it okay that he was potentially innocent and you didn't give a damn because the word potential doesn't matter to you? What was it? What was it? I mean, you talk about some nonsense right here. This is why we have a country that's so divided. This is why we have a country that looks at things in two different ways, because you can't come together on a damn thing. Who can't come together on this? When you got a prosecutor, when you have evidence, when you have a former governor, when you have the state Supreme Court, all giving a ruling in favor of staying in execution, and you still say, bump that, the man dies, and have him by the state via lethal injection in front of his family, when a man proclaimed his innocence and stayed that way for over 20 years, and you do it anyway. You don't give a shit. You don't care. I'm not one of these people, ladies and gentlemen, that's diametrically opposed to capital punishment. I'm one of those people, depending on how heinous the crime, and it's finite and definitive that you are guilty, particularly if no contrition or no remorse was shown. I have no problem with you dying. Zero. But only under those conditions. If there's a scintilla of doubt, you don't do what Governor Parson did. And to do something like that and to make this decision, it's criminal. It is an absolute crime. And I can't even tell you how sad I am for Marcellus Williams' family, because he went to his proclaiming his innocence. And he had an abundance of people and institutions supporting him. And the governor of Missouri didn't give a damn. You might be able to sleep well at night right now, sir, because you appear to have no conscience. We'll see how long that lasts and whether or not that truly comes back to haunt you someday. We'll see. We'll see.
The fact that Marcellus Williams is not alive at this very moment, after both attorneys on both sides, argued that they should not move forward with the death penalty, and the family of the victim also said that they should not move forward with the death penalty, lets you know that the justice system truly does not care about black people, specifically black men. And the fact that the argument for them not to move forward was clearly made based on the fact that they don't have enough evidence lets you know that this wasn't about the actual crime. This was them standing on business and making an example out of him. And just think about it. The fact that them moving forward with this didn't even bring solace to the family of the victim should already let you know that this had absolutely nothing to do with the crime. They are using that young woman's life as a way to prove a point about black people in America. They don't care about the evidence. They don't care about whether or not he's actually guilty. What they care about is the fact that he's a black man that was accused of a crime against a white woman. I'm sending love and prayers up to his family because I'm sure this is not easy for them to deal with, but I'm also sending love and prayers to her family because they stood on business and they didn't even believe that he deserved that.
I could not sleep last night. Like that ass, y'all, these people are sick. They're sick. They're sick. They're sick. And it's like the fact that they can go on about their everyday, like, and feel nothing and think nothing is crazy to me. This happened to another brother named Troy Davis. And it's just to the point to where it's like they can literally do whatever they want to us at any given moment. And to think about what people went through before us, you know what I mean? Like what our people went through, they basically just legalized cheating. That's what they've been doing. They just found a loophole to get away with taking innocent black lives. Literally. And they feel nothing. Yeah, that is disgusting.
This is Mike Parson, the current governor of Missouri. He was elected in 2018, and since his election, 12 people have been put in the state of Missouri. The 12th person being Brother Khalifa Williams, who was executed at 6 p.m. Central today. I've seen people talk about the fact that, Mike Parson needs to be voted out. What can we do to vote him out? He can't be governor anymore. And unfortunately, I'm here to tell you that Mike Parson will no longer be governor of Missouri after November because he has served his term. He's done. And what's so depressing to me is the fact that Mike Parson, who just turned 69 last week, is going to retire. He's going to retire in wealth. He's going to retire in luxury. I'm not sure what type of pension former governors get, but I'm sure it's a lot of money. Evil people live the longest, so he's going to spend the next 20 or so years of his life on golf courses, at country clubs, on yachts, as the high-ranking official on nonprofit boards, and he will never pay for what he did today.
Now, before I share my 2 cents on this, I just want to read out a statement by Governor Mike Parson before they unalived Marcellus Williams. Now, this article reads, Governor Mike Parson confirmed that the state of Missouri will carry out the sentence of Marcellus Williams on Tuesday, September 24th, 2024, as ordered by the Supreme Court of Missouri. Marcellus Williams unalived Felicia Gale on August 11, 1998. He burglarized Miss Gale's home, ambushed her as she left the shower, and unalived her. Williams was identified as a suspect after he was arrested for a string of robberies in the St. Louis area. Capital punishment cases are some of the hardest issues we have to address in the governor's office. But when it comes down to it, I follow the law and trust the integrity of our judicial system, Governor Parson said. Mr. Williams has exhausted due process and every judicial avenue, including over 15 hearings, attempting to argue his innocence and overturn his conviction. No jury nor court, including at the trial and Supreme Court levels, have ever found merit in Mr. Williams' innocence claims. At the end of the day, his guilt verdict and sentence of capital punishment were upheld. Nothing from the real facts of this case have led me to believe in Mr. Williams' innocence. As such, Mr. Williams' punishment will be carried out as ordered by the Supreme Court. I also want to add how deeply disturbed we've been about how this case has been covered. Mr. Williams' attorneys chose to muddy the waters about DNA evidence, claims of which courts have repeatedly rejected. Yet some media outlets and activist groups have continued such claims with so much of a mention of the judicial proceedings or an unbiased analysis of the facts. I would just implore the media to do their due diligence and not rely on the sole claims of individuals who have a personal monetary stake in this case. The facts are Mr. Williams has been found guilty, not by the governor's office, but by a jury of his peers and upheld by the courts. Governor Parson continued. Williams has repeatedly alleged innocence despite overwhelming evidence to the contrary. None of the following fact-finding entities have been convinced of his innocence: a jury of his peers at trial; second, the Missouri Supreme Court during state proceedings; thirdly, Board of Inquiry; no, fourth, the St. Louis County Circuit Court. The state proved that Williams is guilty beyond a reasonable doubt due to a litany of factors listed below. DNA technology and testing before trial did not examine touch DNA based on standard techniques and practices at the time. Additionally, subsequent DNA testing has never exonerated Williams. Williams has a robust criminal history, including 15 felony convictions in addition to offenses related to Miss Gail's unaliving: robbery, armed criminal action, assault, burglary, stealing a motor vehicle, and unlawful use of a weapon, which is all consistent with entering the home, attacking Miss Gail, and taking her items. Williams confessed the unaliving to his girlfriend soon after committing his horrific crime once his girlfriend found Miss Gail's purse in Williams' car, but also threatened to unalive her and her family if she told anyone, readily explaining why his girlfriend did not approach law enforcement until Williams was in custody. The girlfriend never requested the reward for information about Miss Gail's unaliving, despite claims that she was only interested in money. When speaking with law enforcement, the jailhouse informant provided information about the crime that was not publicly available, yet consistent with crime scene evidence and Williams' involvement. Other individuals were present when Williams bragged about this unaliving, and they were disclosed to Williams' team before trial and have been discussed in subsequent proceedings. Gail's personal items were found in the trunk of Williams' car. Williams sold Miss Gail's husband's laptop to another individual who later identified Williams as the seller. Now, Mike Parson went on and said Williams' disrespect for others' well-being and evasion to order have continued in prison, including attacking other inmates and threatening correctional officers. Now, the recent execution of Marcellus Williams has sparked outrage, and Governor Mike Parson's statement seems to be at odds with the information circulating in the media. Parson claims that Williams' guilt was proven beyond a reasonable doubt, citing the judicial system's integrity. However, many news articles and organizations, including the Innocence Project, suggest otherwise, highlighting concerns about racial bias, questionable witness testimony, and contaminated DNA evidence. Now, the case against Williams was largely built on testimony from two incentivized witnesses, whose credibility has been disputed. DNA evidence from the crime scene doesn't even match Williams, and the prosecution's handling of evidence has been called into question. The St. Louis County prosecuting attorney even filed a motion to vacate Williams' conviction, citing constitutional errors and doubts about his guilt. It's troubling that despite these concerns and the victims' families' opposition to execution, Governor Parson denied clemency. Now, the internet is indeed going wild, just like we have heard from different people, with many questioning the justice system's ability to ensure innocence before executing someone. This case has reignited debates about capital punishment, racial bias, and the importance of preserving human life. We have finally come to the end of the video, but what do my viewers have to say? Share your thoughts, your views as well in the comment section. Thank you for watching, and see you in my next video as I bring you another video.